Welcome to the exciting world of Moonwolf Covenant, where every shadow hides a secret and every howl under the full moon hides a story. Join me as I delve into the mysterious life of Amma Martin and her journey through the intricate forests of the 𝐊𝐢𝐬𝐬 Wolf Pack. This is EP3 of Moonwolf Covenant. Thank you for your subscription and likes. I hope you can leave your comments. Chapter 16. The Truth. You know about Cessair, Iris repeats for the fourth time since I confessed that I knew about her brother. Yes, it wasn't that hard to figure it out. I had all the pieces and I just connected the puzzle together, I tell her. Iris paces around muttering in a language that is not English. Finally, after 10 minutes or so, she stops and turns to me with steady, calm eyes. Okay, tell me everything you know, she says. Well, Cessair is Andres, they're both the same person, which means that Andres is like 1,000 years old. And the moon goddess is your mom? Which, by the way, doesn't make sense, but at the same time it do. Okay. Iris cuts me off. So you know everything I do? Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. I agree. Your family are legend stories that older pack members tell pups to scare them. Really? Iris asks, sitting on the bed. I thought the wolves were only obsessed with Andres/Cessair. Well, I only just found out about the rest of the family, I explain. My mom told me that your mom had like 9 children with a witch after she left King Lycan. Sorry, I don't mean to intrude into your family business. I apologize when Iris' face twists up. I just want to know the truth, not some made-up stories. I run my finger through hair. I don't like confrontation. Is this even confrontation? It sure feels like it. No, I deserve to know what the hell is going on in this pack, but at the same time I feel like I'm overstepping. You might as well know the story of the Velasquez family since you're now one of us, Iris sighs. I don't think I like being a Velasquez. Is that the family name? I've never heard that name before, but I still don't want to be part of their legends. Andres is my half-brother. We were raised to think he was one of us, a witch and nothing else. My father and mother couldn't hide the secret anymore because when Andres turned 15, he shifted, I guess. Iris nods in confirmation. He shifted. Killed the whole coven, only sparing the family. We instantly left and looked for another coven, but my mother insisted we find a pack for Andres. My father agreed because no coven would take us in as long as Andres was with us. Back in the day, werewolves and witches did not get along. Keep that in mind. My mom and Andres left to look for a pack while my dad looked for a coven. Can I just add that Cameron, me and our brother Joshua weren't born when all of this went down. It was just the older siblings. My 3 sisters Mara, Valentina, Anastasia, and my 2 brothers Benjamin and Xavier. I raise my brows. Then how do you know if this happened if you weren't even born? I ask. My sister Valentina used to tell Cameron, Joshua, and I bedtime stories about Andres. She wanted to scare us, but I think that made the 3 of us want to meet him even more. When I was very young, a pack attacked our coven. It killed my parents. They had a weapon capable of killing powerful immortals like my mother and father. The moon goddess is dead? I asked. Damn, I should have paid more attention in school. I always thought she was on the moon. Isn't that why they call her the moon goddess? No, you idiot. My wolf replies. Back to the story. Turns out one of the alphas leading the pack that attacked our coven is none other than our brother. Our very angry brother who has abandonment issues, but that's a story for another time. This time he didn't spare us. Instead, he made sure each of us felt how he felt when we left him, as he put it. So he bit us, and because we were of the shifting age, the next full moon we turned. I gasp. You're also a werewolf? Iris nods, then she bares her canines, her sharp, large, scary canines. I am a Lycan Amma, not a werewolf. An alpha Lycan to be exact. Now I am confused. Huh. Iris chuckles at my expression. Lycans are immortal wolves, descended from Lycan himself, and only the Velasquez and the wolves they turned are Lycans. Whoa. Now there's a new kind of werewolves I didn't even know about? Also an alpha female? That was impossible. Women can't be alphas. Goddess, if only my dad could see this, he'd have a stroke. Am I the only one that knows about this, or is it like a alpha's only thing since alphas know a lot more than the pack? I need to go. Is there any more questions? I'm actually overwhelmed with all that I learned in the last hour. But I am just curious as to where the rest of the Velasquez are. One more thing. Where are your other siblings? I ask. I don't know. I don't want to know. We try to never be at the same place. After Andres bit us, we all left together, and for a few years we lived in Spain, but eventually we got sick of Mara and Xavier bossing us around and left. Cameron and Joshua went looking for Andres and stayed at his pack when they found him. Now that I think about it, there was one point during the 18th century that we all lived in this very castle peacefully, but that went downhill when Anastasia and Cameron tried to kill each other. Again, long story. Fun family. I laugh nervously. Iris scoffs. The Velasquez invented dysfunctional family. You're not going to say goodbye? I ask Iris. To the pack? They don't know you're leaving. She closes the boot of her car, which by the way again appeared to be in front of the castle, even though I'm pretty sure it wasn't there before. No goodbyes. That's not my thing. Besides, you don't say goodbye to family. Iris wraps her arms around my waist and pulls me in a hug. I wrap my arms around her, embracing this moment, because who knows if I'm going to see her again. My future is uncertain for the remaining months. I'll see you again soon, she whispers, letting go. Don't give up on this pack, Amma. You're their Luna, she smiles. I am Luna of the Wayhaven pack, not here, I tell her. There's this saying it goes, a Luna has a lot more power than the Alpha thinks she has. Iris smirks, getting into her car. What does that mean? She starts the engine and turns to me. It means break the curse, make my brother happy again, and put those alphas in their place. Before I can say anything more, the engine roars to life and she drives away into the woods. Goodbye, Iris, I tell her. When the back of her car disappears into the dark trees, I walk back to the castle. I felt sad. I should have come out of the room and spent more time with her during those 2 weeks. Chris and 𝐊𝐢𝐬𝐧 are standing by the kitchen doorway. I thought they were still outside training or something. She left, didn't she? 𝐊𝐢𝐬𝐧 rasps. Yeah, I nod. The alpha nods, then storms out of the house. I look back at Chris, who just shrugs at me. He's going to get drunk now, the young wolf says. Cool, I say awkwardly, looking around. The castle was a mess. I don't understand how they can't just clean it at night instead of sitting around. I walked to the kitchen, the only place I thought was clean, but now it was covered in trash. There were about 30 plates in the kitchen stacked on top of each other. White cream was all over the floor and all sort of drinks spilt. Even worse, the window was broken, like someone decided to jump through it. And the cabinet's doors were hanging off. What the actual hell? I shrieked, taking a step back, only to bump into a hard, warm chest. Sorry, I say, turning around to see a familiar Alpha. Luna, what seems to be the problem? Dave smiles, showing me his perfect white teeth. The mess. I don't understand how they can mess up the kitchen this bad, I exclaim. What animals? The Alpha frets. They should clean this up. Do you want that? I nod. They should clean after themselves. They're grown men, I tell him. The Alpha smirks. He roars. I cover my ears, but then to my surprise a stampede of alphas rush to Dave and I, stopping right in front of us. Luna, what seems to be the problem? One of them asks. The Luna is sick and tired of your laziness. You are grown. You are nightwalkers. You should be able to clean after yourself. Dave growls. She will tell Andres that all of you treated her poorly. Her words, not mine. My eyes widen at his words. A few alphas give me scared look at the mention of Andres. I never said you guys are lazy, and I won't tell Andres, I say. But it will be nice to clean after you make a mess and maybe put on a shirt. The alphas nod in sync. Yes, Luna. A few of them say. I smile. That was easy. They actually listened to me. Go put a shirt on and clean the kitchen. Dave growls, dismissing the alphas after they all leave. He turns to me. So, are you single? What? Chapter 17. Nice to look at. Do we have to wear these shirts? They're itchy. Chris groans, scratching all over his chest. I don't understand why they didn't like wearing shirts. They wear shorts. Sort of the same thing. I look around the alphas. Even though they weren't complaining at all, I could tell they were uncomfortable. Some were scratching themselves across the wall, pretending to clean the floor. Some were using utensils as a scratching tool. Keep sweeping, you psychopath. Dave glares. Luna, don't speak to him. He's crazy. Hey, I am not crazy. Chris defends himself. I smile at the little alpha. He was too adorable to be a psychopath. Don't worry, Dave, he's my friend, I say, wiping the counter. Chris turns to me. We are? He asks, surprised. I nod. Yes, cool. Dave nods, glaring at Chris. I take note of the clean kitchen. Even the window was fixed, and it only took them 2 hours. This is what happens when we all work together, I tell them. Can we take our shirts off now? Chris asks. If you want. Alphas, an hour until sunrise, Samuel reminds everyone walking in. We should head out now. Bye Luna Amma. Chris waves running after Samuel. He was so cute I almost wanted to coo at him but I held myself back. You know he killed his whole pack including his mom and dad, right? Dave says, washing his hands. I didn't know that. I know that he killed his alpha but the whole pack? How? He was so obsessed with becoming an alpha and joining our pack that. And what did you do to get into this pack? I cut him off. I already knew Chris was mentally insane. What kind of 14-year-old boy would want to be here or be stuck being a 14-year-old immortal? Nothing, you could say that Andres and I were childhood friends, he smirks. I nodded, walking to the sink to wash my hands. Samuel did say that when he and his brother joined the pack it was only Andres, Dave and 𝐊𝐢𝐬𝐧. So you never answered my question. Dave says, does he mean the "are you single" question? I turn to the alpha, raising my brows. You do know that I'm your alpha's mate, right? I ask. Yeah, but Alpha Andres hates you and you hate him. Dave. Both Dave and I freeze at the voice that sounded exactly like Andres. Slowly I turn to the door to see an angry-looking Alpha, an amused Cameron and a bored 𝐊𝐢𝐬𝐧 standing there. They looked rugged, tired, but Andres looked flawless, not a single dark hair out of place. My eyes couldn't turn away from the brown-eyed Alpha. He's so beautiful. My breath hitches when we make eye contact. I look away. Oh, Alpha, how was the trip? I hear Dave says. I don't know why I felt weird out of nowhere. My palms were starting to sweat and my stomach felt weird. My heart was also beating so fast, like I just ran a marathon. I've never felt like this before. Am I getting sick? Do you guys feel that? The tension. Man, the sexual tension. Cameron sings. Wait, what? Sexual tension? There's no sexual tension here. I clear my throat. So did you bring back any moose? Good save, Amma. Yes, 3 𝐊𝐢𝐬𝐧 answers. Cool, I nod awkwardly. I say, except for the moose. Poor thing, the moose is all I had. What now? We should get going. Let's go, Dave. 𝐊𝐢𝐬𝐧 says, walking out of the kitchen. I'll talk to you later, Amma. Dave smirks. A low warning growl is heard from Andres. Both Cameron and I look at each other. I was shocked at the possessiveness that coming off him. Oh my goddess. I just felt his emotion. Or I won't talk to you ever again, Dave stutters before running out. Okay, now it's quiet. Say something before it gets awkward. Hey Cameron, I smile. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, the Alpha nods and looks at his brother. Andres, didn't you bring Amma something? Andres glances at me before glancing away. He brought me something? He clears his throat. Cameron found these roses growing on a tree and is forcing me to give it to you. Actually, I am not forcing him. Cameron rolls his eyes. Andres sighs annoyingly, but then he reaches into his shorts pocket and takes out 1 rose. Tell Amma what the rose reminds you of, Cameron smirks. Andres sighs again. I told Cameron they remind me of you. Unique and nice to look at. My eyes widen. Was the Andres trying to compliment me? Thank you. I smile, reaching the single rose. It was beautiful, a perfect blood red color. They're beautiful, I say, touching the soft petals. Cameron clears his throat and I look from the flower because both of them were acting weird. Andres, doesn't Amma look nice? This just passed weird. I look at Cameron, who gave me a wink, then I look at Andres, who looked like he was having an emotion battle with himself. Your face looks nice. He slowly breaths just as he disappears. What just happened? I ask Cameron. That was my brother trying to flirt with his mate and failing miserably. Cameron laughs. He is a work in progress. It felt weird. I admit, the bite, that's what it does. As the days go by, the two of will only long for each other until finally. That won't happen. I cut him. It already is, Amma. It already is. I roll my eyes and walk away. The truth is, I was feeling flustered and I didn't want him to see it. I walk to the empty space, sighing. This place would be better with a couch and a TV, I sigh, and a freaking door. You're frustrated. Sexually? Cameron, shut up. I grit out. I turn to the Alpha, who was leaning against the kitchen door with a smug smile. I am just sick of this stupid castle with no couches to sit on, no TV to watch, and it's full of annoying alphas. That reminds me. Cameron smiles. I have somewhere to be. Where? I ask. I wanted to go with him. I don't want to be alone in this stupid castle. Somewhere, go to sleep, the Alpha says. Can I come? And he's gone. Stupid annoying Alpha. I mutter. I was now alone. Why couldn't the Alpha stay here in the castle? They all didn't have to leave to go to their secret hiding place. I get an idea. That's it. I am going to find their secret hiding place. Asterisk. I enter my old room only to realize I have no idea where Andre's room is. Shoot. I look around the dark hallway. It was so long that it would take hours for me find his room. There's also another staircase. Maybe Andre's room is there? But this is a sign. I should go try and find their hiding place. This is a bad idea, my wolf says when I step out. I know that, but I can't help myself. I wanted to see Andre's know. I wanted to see where all the alphas went during the daytime. I take deep breath looking up at the reddening sky. An hour ago it was absolutely dark, but now the mist was visible. Against the backdrop the trees were silhouettes and the sun was peeking over the mountain. It was such a nice morning. I wasn't wearing shoes, so as I went deeper into the woods I could feel the wet but soft grass and the energy coming off them. The air was delicate and each blow of wind felt like a kiss on my skin. I hum, skipping over a paddle and jumping from rock to rock. Okay, I shouldn't get distracted. I am on an adventure to find where the alphas hide. Oh, look, a turtle. I run towards the turtle. Hey little buddy, I wave. After a few hours of searching and finding nothing, I decided to give up and go back. My stomach was growling. I am so hungry. The thing is, I'm kind of lost. It's no big deal, I can find my way back, but I need to do it before it gets dark. Next time I should follow them districtly. Yep, hopefully when I get back to the castle Cameron is not there. 𝐤𝐻𝐬. I freeze and slowly turn around to see a wolf standing there. Sheet. I whisper, staring at the wolf. It looked too small to be a werewolf. Please don't let it be a wild wolf. 𝐤𝐻𝐬. I take a deep breath. I'm just going to slowly leave, I tell it. The wolf looked like he had seen better days. His brown fur was thin and clung to his small frame and I could see his ribs. I wasn't in any danger. He was afraid of me. I mean, who wouldn't? I give off that aurora, don't mess me with me. I'm leaving now, I say, taking a step back. And another, brrr, the wolf growls. He walks towards me slowly. I raise my brow at the way he moved. It was as if each step he took towards me pained him. Clearly you need to heal. I don't want any trouble, I say. If you attack me, I will hurt you, I add, crossing my arms. I don't want to do that. It won't be a fair fight. Except behind the wolf on top of a hill 3 wolves stand there. You brought friends, I wheeze. I think the moon goddess hates me. Why does bad stuff always happen? You're a stupid bitch, that's why my wolf snaps. I don't sprint away until the dying wolf howls, drawing the wolves to join him like they have been invited to dinner. Oh, I'm the dinner. Or breakfast or whatever. I turn into a curve and look back only to see the 3 of them chasing after me. Why does this always happen to me? I cry, kicking my feet to run faster. Because you're a stupid girl, and I wish I wasn't your wolf. My wolf growls back, overtaking me. I feel my bones crack and shift to my wolf form. On all 4 I am faster and smarter. I know that. What I don't know is how they caught up to me. I feel pain gush through my hind leg and I howl painfully as I fall to the ground. I whimper, sliding away from the wolves as they push each other and growl at one another. They were fighting over me? This isn't. I am going to be eaten alive by them. Chapter 18. The Beast. From the distance came the sound of heavy limbs being dragged across the forest floor. Whatever it was big. Either it dragged its feet or a tail through the undergrowth. I didn't know what to do. My leg was bleeding out and I was afraid if I made the slightest move the wolf would attack. On the other hand, whatever was coming our way could kill all of us. This is just great. One of them leaves, probably to check out what that sound is, and the 2 wolves turn to me, but before they can attack me something is thrown towards them, making the wolves flee the scene. With wide eyes I see the wolf that just left lying there dead. I whimper at the sight of the wolf. That's going to be me. I need to run now. The 2 wolves look around, howling sadly. I could feel their fear, or maybe it was my own fear. Because what walked out of the dark trees made me scream. It wasn't a werewolf, it was a beast. A beast that stood on its haunches. Werewolves aren't that big. Werewolves don't walk on 2 legs. I took in the form of the beast, all 350 pounds of muscle with fang that was sharper than a butcher knife and 12 inches claws. The creature was huge and abnormal, with matted fur and huge ears extending upwards. It gave off an aura of pure evil and destruction. One of the wolves races towards him, and with just the flick of the finger, the wolf goes flying into a tree. I couldn't breathe. I was so scared, but I couldn't move or run. I couldn't even scream anymore. My brain was frozen. I closed my eyes in fear. Why aren't I healing? I should have healed by now. A loud roar trembles around the forest and I can't help but keep my head down in respect. The beast was an alpha? I feel the ground between me shake with every heavy step the beast takes towards me. The blood drains out of my system and that's when the adrenaline decides to hit. With shaky legs I get up and sprint away. I stop suddenly as my stomach gives out. I knew I was going to faint any moment as I felt nauseous. The forest around me starts to spin and just like that the world goes black. In my dream the sky is blue. The birds sing and there is a bee on clover nearby. The streams run clear and there are fish in the river. I was sitting on the soft grass and in front of me 2 sandwiches. A pie, a glass tea kettle full of tea was placed on a blanket. I noticed that I'm wearing a thin white sleeveless dress but that's not the surprising thing. Next to me is Andres. He is wearing a black fitted t-shirt and black jeans and his hair is styled in a quiff. The sun shines down on his beautiful tan skin. I watch as he looks down his long lashes fanning his cheeks. I watch as he pours himself a cup of tea and takes a small sip. As if knowing I was staring at him, the alpha catches my eyes and before I can turn away a grin spreads across his face. A wide divine smile. Amma, yes. Andres' hand touches my face and gently I feel his thumb stroke my cheek. What you seek is seeking you, he whispers. What? Open your eyes. My eyes are open. I tell him come back to me, Amma. Andres, I breath. I stare up at the blue sky. Slowly it starts to disappear and the dream ends. I knew it was a dream because it was too good to be true. When I open my eyes I am back in a room. Andres is standing beside the bed. Hi, he says softly. You're awake. I look to my side to see Cameron standing by the window. It was dark. Was I out the whole day? I try to sit up but the pain in my leg makes me stop. I remove the blanket and examine my now wrapped thigh. Cameron, please get Amma something to eat, Andres states glancing at my leg. Of course brother, Cameron nods. What were you thinking? Andres growls as soon the door shut. The sound of his roar sends a shiver down my spine. It was familiar like the beast. He's the beast. Why do you look like that? I ask looking at the window. I couldn't look at the alpha. I felt sad for him. Excuse me? I gulp nervously. I ask him, why does your wolf like that? I've never seen anything like that before. Are you afraid of me now? I turned to Andres to see that he was standing far away on the dark side of the room. The only thing visible was his arms but his voice sounded worried. Is he worried that I am scared of him? Should I be scared? I was scared at first back in the forest but now that I know it was him I am no longer scared. He saved me from those wolves. I shake my head. This must the mate pull thing talking because I am not afraid of you. You should be. Well, I am not. I take a deep breath. You saved my life, thank you. What were you doing in the woods? He asks, were you trying to escape again? And no, I quickly say. It may seem that way but this time I wasn't. Let me guess, you were looking up at the stars? He scoffs. I didn't want to admit that I was looking for him. I didn't even want to find their hiding place now that I think about it. I just wanted to see him. Something in me was forcing me to see him again. I was. The door opens and Cameron walks in with a plate. Now that you're awake you should be healing. I made moose stew. At that my stomach growls in hunger. Oh, moose stew, my new favorite thing in the world. It just saved me from exposing how desperate I am. Stay with her, make sure she finishes everything Andres orders. My heart sinks at that. I want him to stay. Those wolves that attacked me, they were different. I say before Andres can disappear into thin air again. They were actual wolves, weren't they? I ask, although deep down I knew that they weren't. No, they're nightwalkers, Andres quietly says. They weren't strong enough after the curse was cast and they got stuck in their wolf form. Cameron face falls at that. There are about 50 of them wandering the woods. The rest died of starvation. When the curse is broken, will they recover? I ask. We don't know, Cameron answers, looking at Andres, who is now back to scowling. Do I have to get hurt to get a reaction from him? That's why you're not healing. When your own pack member hurts you, the wound takes longer to heal, Andres says. Wait, so I can never heal? I ask, my eyes widening. My leg wasn't broken or anything, but I was bitten. If I can't heal, then I have to go to the hospital. You can, I just have to kill the wolf that bit you first. Chapter 19, no take-backs. You finished that moose quickly, Cameron notes, taking the bowl from me. His eyes sparkle with mischievous. I thought you didn't like moose, he smirks. I was starving. I say, do you think Andres is really going to kill? I couldn't finish the sentence, something just hit me. Something bad. I was in my wolf form when Andres found me and now I am not. That could only mean one thing. Oh no, oh my God. I groan, humiliated beyond words. Andres saw me. He saw me. Naked. Except I am not naked anymore. I'm wearing a gray hoodie and matching sweats. One of the few outfits I bought with Iris and Cameron. I didn't put them on, which means oh no. Which means he put them on me. I wish a hole can open up and swallow me right now. I slide down against the headboard groaning. This is so embarrassing. I am not even being dramatic right now, but I don't think I can look at the alpha in the eyes anymore. It's not that bad. You two are going to see each other naked at one point. I glare at the green-eyed alpha. For the last time, Cameron, stay out of my head. I grit out, hiding my face. I am just saying. Shut up. I'll drop it, he chuckles. Can you uncover your face now? It's just me. Andres is not here. I was blushing furiously. I couldn't help it. I hate my life. I groan, removing my hands from my face. Do you think you can walk? I have a surprise for you, Cameron says, placing his hands on his hips as he studies me. Was he reading my mind again? He better not. I sit up and slowly swing my leg over the bed. I could walk. That's good, I guess. Apart from the burning pain coming from my thigh, everything else was good. I hate surprises, 𝐾𝐻. The alpha wiggles his brows. I like that. I've never had a nickname before. I was limping slightly as we walk out of the room. I tried to hide, but Cameron noticed. Hold my hand. He extends his hand. Why? I raise my brow. Just do it, Amma, he sighs, annoyed. I do. I grab his hand and with a blink we're downstairs. I look behind me to the staircase, my eyes wide. Magic is so cool. But my shock was short-lived as I took in what was in front of me. The empty hallway was no longer that. It was now an actual living room with a couch and a TV, and the door is fixed. We got a door. I exclaimed, pointing to the closed front door. Finally. It only took nearly a month? I literally bought a TV, rug, coffee table, cushions and a couch for you, Cameron scolds, and you only noticed the door? No. I love it. I tell him, limping to the black large couch. It was so beautiful and big. We can't watch TV or anything because we have no electricity, Cameron says, scratching his cheek. Now that I think about, I shouldn't have to spend money on the TV. You think? I scoff. What do you mean you don't have electricity? Can't you use your magic? I don't think Andres likes TV, Cameron whispers. Let's just keep the TV here and maybe you can ask him later. He might say yes to you. I am not asking him anything. I tell Cameron. Okay then, I guess we're TV-less. Fine, I shrug. I'm going to sleep here tonight. I tell him, feeling around the couch. Now that I think about it, the castle was quiet, too quiet. Usually there would be a crowd in the kitchen or even outside, but I couldn't hear anything. Where is everyone? I asked Cameron, yawning. Suddenly I felt very sleepy, but I didn't want to sleep, not yet. They're hunting, Cameron says, sitting down next to me. After a few minutes of silence, I decided to turn to him. He looks back at me and gives me a nod, knowing that I was going to ask him a question. Do you miss Iris? I exhale. His playful expression disappears. Do you miss Iris? He asks. I nod, yeah. Do you miss your family? Cameron asks softly. I gulp and look away from him. I didn't want to talk about my family with him. I actually don't want to talk about my family at all. Thinking about them makes me sick to my stomach, knowing there's a chance I will never see them again. You know, if you want, I can make them forget about you, Cameron says, catching my attention. Does he mean compel them to forget about me? Make my mom forget about me? I don't want that, but I also don't want her to hurt, to worry about me. Maybe forgetting about me is what's best for my mom and friends. That won't be necessary. It wasn't me that said that, but Andres. Where did he come from? I don't know. Brother, you're dismissed, he orders. I look at Cameron and give him a shake of the head. Please don't leave me. I know you can hear me. I mentally beg. Cameron smirks knowingly as he stands up and walks to the door. Good night, Amma. He walks out, leaving the door open. Okay, what's the point of a door if he isn't going to close it? The rogues were found, Andres tells. 𝐿𝐻𝐻 and 𝐿𝐻𝐻 are going to take care of it. By take care, do you mean kill them? I ask him. Of course, he nods stiffly. What else do you think it means? The thought of those rogues losing their lives because of me will haunt me tonight. It's all my fault. Do you have to kill them? I ask. Andres gives me a bored expression before walking to sit down on the couch. The sun will rise soon, he says, not answering my question. Before I disappear for the day, I wanted to let you know that, for accepting to mate with me, I will. I didn't accept, I cut him off. I was about to, but that was before you decided to mark me. Oh, for goodness sakes. André snarls, I am trying to do something good. So help me. If you interrupt me again, I will. Sorry. I cut him, my face pale. You were saying. With an annoyed sigh, he continues, I will grant you one wish, whatever it is. You name it and it shall be done. Can I go home? Is he setting me free? Except you can't leave, he adds. Never mind. Wait, so anything I want? I ask him. The alpha nods. I know it must be boring, but once we mate and the curse is broken, things will start to get interesting. I raise my brows at that. For you or me? I scoff. Do you like to read? He mutters after a minute of silence. No, I huff, slightly moving away from him. Do you want more clothes? I can get you expensive gowns. What do you women like these days? He says, his voice full of confusion. If I didn't hate him, I would coo at how cute he sounded. He's frowning cutely, but I hate him and he does not look cute. I don't want expensive dresses. I tell him, do you like to read? He asks again. I have a library. No one uses it. It's full of ancient books. I shake my head. I hate reading. I tell him, and before he can burst out in anger, I say, I want to fight. You want to fight? I nod. Yes, in my old pack I used to train with our pack warrior all the time. Okay, he nods. If it's fighting you want to do, then I will train you. My eyes widen at that. No, I don't want you to train me. I want to train with Cameron or someone else. Who isn't you? Cameron is not your mate, nor is someone else, André states. We will start the tomorrow night. Now go to bed, it's late. I sigh. Is it too late to change my mind? I ask him when he stands up. I wouldn't mind the expensive gowns now that I think about. He turns to me and I look away. No take-backs, he grits out. No take-backs? Who says that? When I look back at him, he's gone. Of course. Chapter 20. Clothes as strangers. I wake up to the sun shining warmly down at me. I stretch my limbs under the covers, enjoying the soft sheets and the warmth the blankets were providing. I slept like a baby last night. I always thought the saying was weird, sleeping like a baby. What did that even mean? I will tell you. It means getting the best sleep in your life. I didn't even get up to pee like I usually do. And my leg felt better. I sit up and remove the white cloth that was neatly tied to see that there was no scar. No stab wound, it completely healed. I frowned. That means the rogue is dead. Even though he attacked me and tried to eat me, it was still my fault for wandering in the woods and getting lost. I killed him. He can't help it that he is a wild animal. It's the curse that did that to him. I sit on the bed for a few minutes just staring at the window, lost in thought, thinking about the curse and the Nightwalker's alphas. Even though I don't know them that well, I don't think they're bad as everyone says. Yes, they're killer rogues, but they're good people. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. I walk to the bathroom and turn the tab on. Today I'm going to take bath. I deserve it. I grab my brush and brush my teeth, looking at myself in the mirror. I looked better than I did my first week here. The eye bags disappeared. I noticed the healed mark on the nape of my neck. Before it was just looked like a deep bloody bite mark, but now it took a weird shape and color. It was white, almost transparent. I graze my fingers against the mark. There's a sudden jolt of pain which makes me groan, but it kind of felt good. Really good. I touch it again and the pain is there, but it's good pain. Is there such thing as good pain? I'm losing my mind. I walk to the cabinets and open them, searching for some sort of bath soap. A bubble bath will be nice, but I find nothing. Of course, Andres doesn't take bubble baths. I laugh when picture of the alpha and bubble bath comes to mind. I walk to turn the tab off when I spot a purple bottle beside shiny clawfoot front leg of the bathtub. That's weird, it wasn't there before. I open the cap to smell it and surprisingly it smelled really good. I pour it in and splash my hand around the water to create the foam. I should get my clothes ready, I remind myself. I walk to my closet and grab a few things: bra, underwear, gray sweater, black leggings. The most comfortable clothing I can find. I walk back to the bathroom and lock the door and start my long bath. Oh, every day you feel a bit further away and I don't know what to say. I sing, closing my eyes and letting the hot water do its magic. Are we wasting time? Talking on a broken? Telling you I haven't seen my face in ages. I feel like we're close as strangers. A few hours later. I continue to hum the song. As I make my way downstairs, I can hear boiling water. Chopping of vegetables, meaning Cameron was here. Morning, I smile walking in. Good afternoon, Princess, Cameron smirks, pointing to the giant clock above the oven that read 3:30. Oh damn, I missed breakfast. I am going to make breakfast, I say, looking around the kitchen for something to make. There was cereal but only one, and it belonged to Chris. I know how much he loves that cereal, so I am not going to touch it. What's the easiest breakfast to make? I ask Cameron. Dinner is almost done, only 3 more hours, the alpha replies. I'm starving, I can't wait 3 hours. I groan. Fine, you can make eggs as long as you don't get in my way, Cameron agrees. The eggs are in the fridge. There's a spare pan here you can use. I pull my gray sleeves to my elbows and get 3 eggs out. Cameron is right next to the stove, thank God, because I don't know how to make eggs, I can only boil them. I think. I turn the stove on and place the pan, then I put the eggs on top of it. You know how to crack eggs, right? The alpha says, giving me a blank stare. Please tell me you know how to crack eggs. He exclaims when I don't answer him. I scoff. I know how to crack an egg, Cam. Does he think I'm some sort of dumb girl? I mean, I am not smart, but I am smart. Oh. Sort of. I take the spatula he was using and smack the eggs with it, cracking at least 2. Ha. Yes. When I turn to Cameron, his mouth is wide open, and not in a surprising way. No, he looked terrified, angry and confused at the same time. What? Is that not how you crack an egg? I ask. Get out of my kitchen. He snarls, his green eyes turning pitch black. I drop the spatula and practically run out of the kitchen. I never saw Cameron that angry before. It's just eggs. I kind of wanted to laugh, but I don't have a death wish. I sit down on the couch and look at the wide TV in silence. A few minutes later, a much calmer Cameron walks in, carrying a plate of scrambled eggs and a cup of hot liquid. I'm sorry I yelled at you, he says, setting them down on the coffee table. It's okay, I shrug. You're also banned from the kitchen forever, he adds, walking away. I chuckle at that and start to eat my late breakfast. Cameron banning me from the kitchen reminds of our Pack chef also banning me from the kitchen when she caught me at 3 in the morning with 3 cartons of ice cream. After I finished my breakfast and tea, I decided to help Cameron out. Even though I wasn't allowed to enter the kitchen, he allowed me to set the table. He would hand me cooked meals, plates, cups, and I would place them on the huge table. The food smelled so good and tasted amazing. I might have sneaked 1 or 5 slices of baked potato in my mouth. My stomach was already grumbling even though I just ate. I walk back to the kitchen and stand at the entrance waiting for Cameron to hand me something when a loud bang comes from the living room. I turn to see the front door kicked down and the alphas rushing through the doorless door. Oh, come on, guys. Cameron groans, pointing to the door. I just got that fixed. Why do we need a door in the first place? Dave asks, picking the door up like it weighs nothing and swinging it out. Because, Dave, we're not animals. Cameron sighs. We are wolves 90% of our day, Chris speaks up. Speaking of, I smell dinner. Oh, and our day was perfect, thanks for asking, Cameron 𝐊𝐢𝐧𝐵. I watch the exchange. A few more alphas walk in, some stare at the couch confused, while others were trying to turn the TV on and failing. Dinner is ready, just please wash your hands and face, Cameron sighs, walking back to the kitchen and muttering under his breath. I smile kindly at few of them that pass by me, but soon enough my smile leaves my face and is replaced with a frown when I feel Andre's presence. Stupid mate bond. I ignore it and walk away to follow Cameron, who was walking to the dining room himself. You're joining us, Princess? He asks, surprised. I nod. Yeah, Chapter 21. Magic comes with a price. The huge oak dining table is covered in food and drinks. There are at least 4 smoked pheasants and deer meat, a bowl of roasted vegetables, fresh fruits, creamy sauces with garden herbs that Cameron made last minute. I sit down next to Cameron, ignoring the alpha that was seated at the head of the table. The oak table was a 20-plus seater. There were 10 alphas on each side. 10 shirtless alphas, should I say. Only Cameron and Andres were actual clothes. I grab for the potatoes, but the clearing of a throat distracts me. Before we begin, Alpha, Andres says. I drop the potato and turn to him. I can't help it but think that he's really beautiful. I've never seen alphas that were as perfect as him. Look-wise, not personality-wise. We've come this far. When the curse was first placed on this pack, we all lost hope. I myself didn't think that this day will come, that I will get to say these words. Andre's cold brown eyes meet mine. The curse will be broken in 2 weeks. Alphas, prepare yourself, because he points to me and I look down as I feel the alphas look at me. After we mate and the curse is broken, I came to the decision that we must leave. We will burn this castle to the ground and we will start brand new. This time we will do things differently. Don't worry, Luna. You can go back to your old pack, he tells me. I do not have any use for you after that. Ouch, my wolf says. I know I should be sad, and a part of me is hurt that he said those words, but a bigger part of me is happy that he is letting me go. Cameron, on the other hand, looked very angry. In 2 weeks I will be able to go back home. In 2 weeks the curse will be broken, but in 2 weeks I will have to mate with Andres. Andres starts to speak in Spanish, and the alphas repeat after him in sync before they dig into their dinner. My breath hitches, and is it here? Or, no, it's really hot all of a sudden. The alphas pile their plates and stuff their faces, not caring about their manners as they laugh, talk with mouthfuls. I wasn't even disgusted, I was as happy as them. I am going home. I am going to go to a waterslide after the curse is broken, Chris excitedly says. I'm going to finally have an orgy. I nearly choke on the juice was I sipping on. I cover my mouth as I cough. Dave Samuel grits out, glaring at the alpha. Watch your mouth in front of the Luna. Brother, I'm sure the Luna doesn't mind, Tevel says, giving me a cold look. I mind, Chris answers before I can answer Tevel. I don't even know what an orgy is. I continue to eat my meal quietly. The alphas continue to talk about what they'll do after the curse is broken, while Dave explains to Chris what an orgy is. Listening to them makes me think about how long they've been cursed. Some of them talk like it's been 100 years. What if it's been 100 of years? I know for a fact that Andres is really ancient. Don't worry, young one, when we get out of here you will have your first orgy, I hear Dave say. I look up at Chris, who looked disgusted. With you. Not with me, of course. Dave groans as if disgusted. Excuse me, alphas. I have somewhere to be, Andres says, taking a sip of wine and then turning to me. I believe it's time. For what? I ask, confused. Is he going to kill me? The alpha stands up, not answering me. The Luna and I won't be joining you for the bonfire, he says, and then walks out. Oh, should I follow after him? I slowly stand up by. I tell the alpha before walking out of the room. I spot Andres retreating around a corner. I follow behind him, keeping my pace. He was walking slowly, yet I still couldn't catch up to him, and it's not like I'm going to run after him. Thankfully, he stops right in front of a door. What's going on? I ask. Our training session, let's go, he says, opening the door. I mentally groan. I forget about that. I didn't want to train with him. I open my mouth to tell him that exactly, except he walks into the room. I notice another door that Andres slides open. What is this? I ask, confused. The castle basement, he says, pointing to the flight of stairs. Ladies first. Are we going to train in here? I ask, gulping. From the doorway it looked tiny. Andres turns to me. Are you claustrophobic? He asks. No, I lie, and to prove it to him I walk down the stairs with my head held high. It's larger than it seemed from the doorway. I feel Andres' presence behind me. The light switch is somewhere here. I hear him mutter to before the lights turn, and I'm looking at the small gym instead of a dark basement. There was a blue mat in the middle of the room. That was the only thing was blue. Everything else was black and scary. Theirs was a treadmill, an exercise bike, a set of dumbbells on the wall, a huge punching bag, and an exercise ball, the only thing that looked interesting. I sit on it and start to bounce on it. This is fun. This your space from now on, Andres says after a while of staring at me, confused. It was like he's never seen someone have fun. You know, when I said I wanted to fight, I didn't say I wanted a gym. I tell him, getting off the ball. I pick up the punching gloves. But thank you for going through all this trouble. I appreciate it. I didn't go through any trouble. I just waved my hand and that was it, he recalls. Well, it must be nice having magic. If I had magic I would just stay in bed all day and let my magic do everything. I tell him, it was true. If I had witch magic I wouldn't lift a finger. Maybe that's why I don't have any. Magic comes with a price. If you're going to abuse it there will be no more of you. He replies, giving me a blank stare. I raise my brows. What does that mean? Andres sighs. It means we should get started. Get in position. What? The alpha sighs again. This time he walks to me and grabs my wrist, pulling me to stand in front of him on the mat. The spark that shoots through me is not describable. I hate that he has this much control of my body. It would be nice to know if he also felt them, but I doubt it. I don't think Alpha Andres is capable of feelings. You said you used to train with one of your pack warriors. Show me. He declares. Show you as in? As in fight him? Like punch him, kick him, pull his hair? I won't fight back. It won't fair for you, he says, crossing his arms. His bicep flex his huge triceps that were the size of my head. I think I will just go on the treadmill, I tell him, taking a step back. Haven't ran since I got here. Later, but right now it's time to show me how strong you really are. He says, then he does the unexpected. He takes his dark t-shirt off. I suck in a breath, gawking at the shirtless alpha. What? Can you blame me? I was flabbergasted and mesmerized by his physique. My mate is totally drool-worthy. His brown chiseled chest, his broad shoulders that were round and protruding, and his six-packs that were sculptured to perfection. The moment I extend my hand to touch him is when reality finally sets in. I was about to touch him? What's wrong with me? Goddess, I'm such a creep. I can't bring my hand back, that will be too embarrassing. Instead, I clench my fist and punch him straight in his hard stomach. It literally felt like punching a rock, but I hide the pain from my face and put on a brave face. I look at him to see his expression rock hard. How am I supposed to know he's in pain if I can't see what he's feeling? That's it, now I'm mad. I grab his forearms, ignoring the stupid tingles. I'm doing my favorite move where I flip the person. I always did this when I was fighting with 𝐖𝐵. I grab his elbows and steady myself as I try to lift him to swing him on his back, but he doesn't even move. I try again, but nothing. Damn it, I groan, letting him go. Are you finished now? He asks, raising one brow, because that was pathetic. You're pathetic, I mutter under breath. I heard that. Chapter 22. Alpha Heath POV Alpha. I look up from my papers to see Eli, my beta, with the one expression I was dreading, disappointment. Now I am angry. Don't say a word unless you have my Luna. We found a few alphas who claim they saw her with an alpha, and a strong she-wolf. What? My eyes widen. Bring them to me. Eli walks out, and a few seconds later he walks back in with a group of alphas. I recognize them, they always hang around the bar. What did the girl you saw look like? I ask, standing up and walking over to stand in front of them. Well, she had blonde hair and blue eyes. One of them says, more like 𝐊𝐤𝐴 goddess. The strong scent of liquor coming off them was starting to affect me. She doesn't have blonde hair. I tell them. My mate hair is not described as boring blonde hair. That is an insult. She has dirty blonde hair. That sometimes change color. When it's a warm day her hair change to a dark color, and when it's cold they become light. And don't get me started on her eyes. Alpha, it was her. The last wolf shouts. We tried to get her. To bring her home, but the two wolves were holding her hostage. Oh no. My poor mate. She being held hostage. But where? I've looked everywhere. My warriors have searched the east, the west, the south and the north for her. These pathetic wolves of alphas saw her, were in the same room as her, and they just left her. I grab my wooden table and swing it across the room. The papers go flying. What were you doing? You should have fought for her. I growl and grab one of their necks and dig my sharp nails until blood drips down my forearms. Answer your alpha. The wolves were strong, both of them attacked us, and that's not all. Alpha. They smelled like rogues. I dropped the alpha that was hanging from my finger at those words, rogues. It's even worse than I thought. My mate was held hostages by disgusting rogues. This ends now. I turn to Eli, alert everyone. I need more warriors, and from now on every rogue that we come across dies. I won't stop until I found her. I rip my shirt and jump out of my window. I land on my paws, shedding my pants. Without looking back I run towards the clearing. I know Eli will do his job, and I need to do my job now, as an alpha. As a mate. I reach the 𝐊𝐻𝐵 pack in a couple of hours. The beta that was guarding the boarding recognizes my wolf. He steps aside. I howl, signaling my return to the alpha as I make my way to the pack house. Alpha Heath. I shift back to my human form and snatch the shorts Alpha Peter was holding. I am here to punish the person who let my mate escape. I growl. I was with you, Alpha Heath. Besides, I would never do that to you, Alpha Peter nervously tells me. He was never a suspect. It was either her friends or her mother. And now they're going to pay for taking away the one thing that mattered to me. Set up a meeting. I am going to get ready. I order and walk into the house. I make my way to Amma's room. The last time I was here her mom was kicking me out and she was sick. As soon as I enter her room her scent hits me and I close my eyes and sniff around. My wolf and I are calm now. I walk towards her bed and sit down. This is where she spent most of her day. Even when I was here, it's like she was hiding from me, but it was only because she was shy. The scent of another wolf interrupts my thoughts. I look towards the door to see a girl. I forgot her name. I think it was Monica or something. She was one of the Amma's friends. Alpha Heath, she bows in respect. What are you doing here? She asks. I stand up and walk to her. I could ask you the same question. I clear my throat. What is your name again? Josie. Ah, that's right. Josie. Well? Josie looks down, frowning. It's hard to explain, but I just like to come here sometimes. It makes me feel like she's not gone. I miss her too. I tell her. Don't worry though, I am going to find her. I hope she's all right, she adds. Come on, I am holding a meeting. It has come to my attention that Amma escape was a two-person job. I speak, looking around the pack members. Some wore masks, their expression, while some were shocked and scared. I will find who that person is. But before I get to that, if anyone wants to fess up, this is your time. No punishment will be required. I lie, but they didn't have to know that. It goes quiet. I watch slowly and no one is confessing. I look to where Alpha Peter is seated with Luna and his betas. I hate to do this, but it must be done. It was me. 𝐿𝐻𝐳. 𝐿𝐻𝐳? I was not expecting that, and neither were the pack, judging by their shocked expression. Alpha Heath, I assure you it was not 𝐿𝐻𝐳 who helped her escape her. Alpha Peter shouts. 𝐿𝐻𝐳 stands up and walks to the front. I've heard many great things about him. How he is one of the strongest warriors of Wayhaven. Shame that he has done this. It was my fault, Alphas. I was. No, the Luna growls, getting of her seat and walking towards me with bowed head. 𝐿𝐻𝐳 is covering for me. Everyone gasps at that. I was taken back. Why would the Luna want Amma to leave when she was about to mate with me? Every she-wolf out there wants me with their daughters. I can't believe that. I won't. No, Luna, I love you for trying to help, but Alpha Heath should know the truth. 𝐿𝐻𝐳 says. Which is? I ask. I am getting impatient now. I love Amma. I was in love with her and I wanted to be with her. How dare you humiliate me, 𝐿𝐻𝐳? Alpha Peter growls. Lock him up. I growl. I turn to the guard. Take me to the traitor. I order and follow the beta to the dungeons. The cells were empty. Unlike my pack where we had to build a second dungeon due to how packed it was. I spot the beta and send the guard out. I am going to find my mate. I smirk. She's not your mate. I laugh. Oh, and she's yours? No, Amma doesn't belong to anyone, he growls. Only a mateless wolf speak like that. We all belong to someone, 𝐿𝐻𝐳. With that I walk away. Make sure he pays for his wrongdoing. I order the guard. Chapter 23. Fate is a funny thing, Amma POV. Stay on your feet, Andre says before pushing me, causing me to fall on the mat. This time luckily I didn't fall on my face, but I did land on my iPod that was in my back pocket. I hope it's not broken. Maybe if you stopped pushing and shoving me. I grunt, standing up. It would be easier for me to stay on my feet. Andres gives me bored expression in return. I hate him. We've been here for a few hours and we haven't accomplished anything since the other day. Make a fist, he says. I do. Then I feel his presence behind me. His chest is on my back, and before I can turn around his fingers curl around my wrist, sending shivers down my back. Sure, he cuts me off, lifting my arms to my face. Your fists need to be near eye level, he whispers. His breath on my neck awakens the butterflies in my stomach. No, I don't have butterflies in my stomach because this doesn't affect me. Nope. He lets go and I let out a breath of relief, but then I feel his hands on my waist. There's warmth that overwhelms me. I felt like I was melting. Maybe I was, by the way my knees were about to give out. Slightly bend, he whispers. I feel myself being bent. That's when I come back to reality and I jump and move to the other side of the room so quick. WH, what do you think you're doing? I growl. Andreas bites his lips. That's weird. I've never seen him not scowl. But that's not the weird part. Then he takes a step towards me, his brown staring deeply at me. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't have worn the gray shorts today, but it was warm. Stop it, this is not part of the training. I tell him, taking a step back. What is not part of the training, Amma? He asks, taking another step. My back hits the wall and that's when I realize I am screwed. I look around the room for an escape, no luck. I look at him, ready to beg him to stop creeping me out, when I realize that he was looking at me with mischief glint in his usual hard eyes. It was tiny, but there was a glint. He wants me to fight him off. My muscles start to relax at that. Okay, I need a plan because there's no way I can fight him off, but maybe I can outrun him. I realize that he was getting closer to me. I need to act now. Don't! I shout. Andre stops mid-walk, or else what? He growls. He was enjoying this. Not as much as me real soon. Count to 10, I blurt out. He gives me a confused look, but before he can figure out what I am up to, I quickly run the other way. Up the stairs, thank God the doors were open or else he would have caught me. I bolt down the main stairs and quickly reach the kitchen. It's empty because all the alphas are outside for their usual bonfire. Maybe I can hide out there? No, it will be easy because they will probably tell on me. The castle is so big and there are a lot of areas that I failed to explore. Looks like right now is a good idea to go exploring. I keep running, turning from corner to corner. I can feel Andres chasing behind me even though I can't hear him. By the goosebumps all over my body, I know he's very close. There's an open doorway at the end of the hallway. It was a dead end. Either I turn around and face Andres. Nope. I run straight into the darkroom. Thanks to my werewolf genes, I spot the long staircase. I keep running down for a while. That's how long it is. Suddenly I stop as the light turns on. The chase is over, damn it. My disappointment though is short-lived as I realize that this place is a ballroom. Not just any ballroom but a grand ballroom. Well, at least used to be. The wooden floors were torn apart and the walls were ripping. It still looked beautiful even though it was being torn apart. Whoa, I gasp looking up at the giant silver chandelier. I think I am going to miss this ballroom the most. At Andres' deep voice, I realized that my mouth was literally hung open. What? I've never seen something as beautiful as this room. Andres narrows his brown eyes at me, then smirks. I glare at him in return. Look at that, the mighty Alpha. Andres has feelings. The mighty Alpha Andres, he repeats, peering at me. I quite like that. Shut up. I freeze as soon as those words come out of my mouth. Slowly I look at him to see that he was looking at me very weirdly. He didn't look mad or pissed off but amused. I clear my throat after a few seconds of silence. Wanna dance? I ask him. I don't want to waste the opportunity. I am in this gigantic ballroom that looks like it belongs to a king back in the day. I want a slow dance here even if it's with an alpha rogue. Look at you, cozying up to our mate, my wolf says. I am not. I growl and shut her out. I look at Andres, whose brows were drawn together in confusion. So? I wiggle my brows and extend my hand. I've thrown a million parties over the years in this very room, he whispers. I have never danced and I am not starting now. I pout. Well, I wasn't there for them, now I am here. I reach for my iPod in my pocket and take it out. Looks like the odds are in my favor tonight. It wasn't broken. I take the headphones out and scroll looking for the perfect song. What is that? An iPod. It plays music. I tell him, smiling. It was kind of cute that he's never seen an iPod. I don't blame him. He has literally been living under a rock. Before I can click on a song, the iPod gets snatched from my hand. I try to take it back but Andres lifts his hand higher. Damn him for being so tall. I watch as he takes a closer at the device before he clicks on something. Then he hands it back to me. If you're going to force me to dance, I pick the song, he grits out. I don't look at it. I put it back on my pocket as the music starts to play. I extend in my hand. This time Andres takes my hand. We start to waltz, shuffling our feet to the slow rhythm. Surprisingly, he knows how to dance. If you ever want to join me, baby, I'll be dancing in the dark. Andres' hand on my back disappears before I can react, though he spins me and it felt so perfect. I stop spinning and he pulls me to his chest. My breath hitches as our eyes connect. Andres' brown eyes were soft, not the usual hard, cold color, but soft and warm like dark chocolate, with a mischievous glint that seemed to reflect the corners of his lips, which was fighting a smile. What? I ask. Fate is a funny thing, Andres whispers. He leans down and captures his lips in mine. His lips were hard but the kiss was so gentle, as if he was afraid to hurt me. The kiss that nearly knocked me out turns out to be just a peck as the alpha pulls back, his hot breath hitting my face. Chapter 24. The side effect of a kiss. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. I couldn't even look at him. I place a hand on my beating heart to take a breath, but I couldn't even do that because Andres is kissing me again. He presses his tongue into my mouth. I close my eyes and inhale through my nose as the kiss turns really passionate. I felt like I was on cloud 9 against his warm chest. His perfect chiseled chest. Slowly I pull away, heaving like my life depended on it. Andres. I breath out hesitantly, looking up at him, but he was gone. I gasp at the sudden loss of his hold and catch myself before I can fall. What just happened? You just had your very first kiss. Duh, my wolf chuckles. For once I am glad to hear my wolf, even though she's annoying as hell. I quickly make my way to Andres' room. Thankfully, I don't see anyone on my way. I am still in shock because I think I know that I enjoyed that. It made feel alive. That night I don't sleep because my stupid mind keeps replaying the memories over and over again. I feel so stupid, but I can't help but blush. I get off the bed and walk to the window to watch the sunrise. It was honestly so beautiful. Bright streaks of red, pink, and orange slowly overcame the dark blue and purple of the twilight sky. Knock, knock. That was Cameron's voice. He's really early, but I still let him in. Good morning, princess. He winks. There's a hint of jolly in his voice. Do you know what day it will be in 2 weeks? How can I not know this, the blood moon? I remember what Iris and Cameron told me in the car. That's why Andres wants us to mate in 2 weeks, because the blood moon is his deadline. It's also December 25th, he whispers. I narrow my eyes at him. When is he going to stop reading my mind? We're in December? How did I lose track of time? I don't even know what day it is. I did come here around the beginning of November though, which means I have been here for at least 2 months. It doesn't feel like I have been here for only 2 months. It feels like forever, doesn't it? Cameron says, placing the tray of food on the bed. Stop reading my mind. I groan, sitting back on the bed. Cameron green eyes narrow on me. The thing is, he smirks. I am not reading your mind. Yes, you are, I scoff. We made a deal for him to stop reading my mind, but he is Andres' brother after all. I open my mouth to tell him exactly that. But then the thing he says next makes me jump out of my skin. You kissed Andres, didn't you? It wasn't a question. What? No. I stutter. Cameron starts to laugh, like full on, you did. He accuses. My face heats up. I didn't kiss him. I say, technically I didn't kiss him, he kissed me. Amma. Do you know what happens after the first kiss? Cameron asks after calming down from his laugh. Please tell me I am not pregnant, I say sarcastically. Worse, your mind and the Nightwalkers are now linked, Cameron frets. You are officially part of the pack. Oh no, I was not expecting that. Oh, why didn't I pay attention in health class? Now my mind is linked to the Nightwalkers pack, which means that I am no longer linked to my pack, which means I don't have a pack. Oh my god. I am rogue. I feel a hand on my hand and I look to see a worried Cameron. Hey, it's okay. It's not a bad thing to be a rogue. I remove his hand from mine and get off the bed, says the rogue. I hiss out. Ouch, and here I thought we were over the whole rogue are a disgusting thing. I hear Cameron says, but I am storming out of the room. Once in the kitchen I get myself a glass of water and gulp it down. Tevel will sort the whole mind link so you don't kill us all with your thoughts, he jokes. I slam the glass down on the counter. So, you're telling me that you all could hear my thoughts? I ask. Cameron nods. How do you think I know about the kiss? My face heats up. Oh my goddess, I am so sorry, I cringe. Cameron scoffs. Don't worry, Andres is probably more embarrassed, especially since he's with everyone right now. Oh goddess, someone please let this all be a dream. We're going out today, so get dressed, Cameron says. That makes me perk up. I haven't been out since Iris, I need this especially now. Where are we going? I ask. We will get breakfast on the road. Cameron adds, not answering my question and grabbing my wrist to pull me out of the kitchen. Suddenly we're standing at Andres' room door. I didn't even blink, that's how fast he was. I look at Cameron. Are we going to Silver Greek Pack? I ask again. The Alpha shakes his head. Have you ever heard of the Ravenmane Pack? He asks. I raise my brow. You mean the strongest/biggest pack in like the world? Ask. The Ravenmane Pack run by 𝐿'A, and it is known to be the biggest pack with 70,000 members. It is located in the north up on the hill, and is also one of the exclusive packs in the world. No one gets in and no one gets out. That's why my dad wants to merge the Lux pack and our pack together, because he wants our pack to be the biggest. He always used to say the bigger the better. He also used to say that the Alpha has some sort of illness, that's why no one has seen him for years. That's why the pack doesn't take part in any meetings, ceremony, or anything to do with leaving the pack or letting other pack members visit them. Yes, fun fact, 𝐿'A is the only remaining friend of your mate. That isn't in his pack, Cameron tells me. By remaining, do you mean he killed them all? I guess. The Alpha brows draw together. No, I mean he only had 2 friends to start with, but the other one is a different story. What kind of story? I ask, curious. Cameron peers at me for a little too long before he scoffs and shakes his head. You know, for someone who claims to hate my brother, you sure want to know a lot about him. I don't want to know about him. I defend myself. I don't care for him. I can't help but be curious. Yeah, that's it, I'm curious. It's not that I want to know about Andres. You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me, princess, Cameron says, shoving my shoulder playfully.